and or I had been reading a book at the time that it happened. And during the experience with Les, it had some pretty good duration, and I went and looked at that book, and every time I looked at that book and opened it, I could just see it, and it was just so clear until it wasn't. And then it was like, oh, what happened to my clarity? What happened to my awakening? And it's it's never our awakening. It's always the awakening, again, of clarity to itself. And this human beings want to graduate. We just want to get on with it. So okay. So I had my enlightenment experience, and now I'm going to go climb out Mount Everest or swim the Amazon or some other new bucket list thing. It just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. And I know that there are people that have had just a single awakening and they've been brilliantly clear ever since, but I never met them. I've not had that. I didn't have that experience myself, and I've not had that experience. And if I listen to Adyashanti, it doesn't sound like he had that experience, or Eckhart, he didn't have it either. For everybody, there's clearing. Eckhart went, and we think about him sitting in the park. Well, what do you think he was doing for 2 years? he was clearing. And when he came out, he was done. He was very clear. But we think that there's this magic event, this magic place, and we get there, and then I'm going to have a permanent awakening. But there's nothing here that's permanent that could have a permanent awakening. There's only this, and it's changing all the time. There's no Fred Davis over here that finally got it, and I've got it in my pocket, and don't you ask me again. So I'm preaching to the choir for most in here, but the funny thing is that, the choir appreciates being taught, because we come back to the well, because coming back to the well on a regular basis prevents us from getting thirsty. And the old approach is, I'm thirsty and I'm going to go find me a well, and I'm going to I'm going to drink my fill and I'll be okay. But it doesn't work like that. There's no permanent connection to the well, and there's really no such thing as a connection, because there's only one. So you can't lose what you are. But we think we hear that, and we think, well, oh yeah, that's really wise. But it's so profound. We cannot lose what we are. This is this consciousness that we're experiencing right in this moment in this room. This consciousness, the consciousness that's teaching, the consciousness that's listening, it's all the same consciousness. And this is the level of consciousness. It doesn't get to be higher levels of consciousness. There simply gets to become greater and greater clarity. But that's not consciousness getting bigger and bigger and smarter and smarter. It's the diminution of the character.